What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Welcome to another show. Manchester United 3, Everton 3. Wow, where do I start? Another frustrating game for Manchester United fans. I'm sure Everton fans are probably celebrating because to come back from a 2-goal lead and then tie the game in the dying moments, that's amazing, man. So I'm sure the Everton fans are probably very excited about everything that's gone on today. I'm sure we Manchester United fans are absolutely upset, absolutely shocked at this result. I'm not shocked because we've seen this season, all season, game after game. Ole, in-game management, absolutely poor. But we've been getting away with it. We've been getting away with it. So it's been cool. Everyone's been okay with it because we keep winning. Whether it's Bruno steps up, Pogba steps up, now McTominay is stepping up. We have quality players that in the moment they can perform. So because of that, we've been getting away with it. But now we're at the point whereby we need to start seeing more from Ole because these players are giving everything on the line. But we now need to see more from our coach. How do you go a whole game with one sub? And that sub was because Pogba got injured. Pogba gets injured. You would think, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to bring in a Van der Beek. What does Ole do? He beats around the bush and goes for Fred, which brings us back to the McFred pivot. So defensive. We were playing 7 defenders again against Everton. 7 defenders. We did not learn our lesson when we played 7 defenders against Leipzig in the Champions League and got killed. Ole did this again. Like, what is Ole's issue with Van der Beek? What is his issue with Van der Beek? He needs to tell the fans what his issue is because we can't keep dropping points like this, having poor performances, and Beek is still nowhere to be found. I just don't get it. Like, I honestly don't get it. The game started off, the lineup wasn't bad. I questioned the whole, why is McTominay starting over Fred? I felt Fred would give us a better foundation at the back, but it was okay. McTominay has been on form. I wasn't upset. I've kind of given up on the whole Ole's starting lineup because I know it doesn't matter what's going to happen. We have quality players that can win us games. It's all about the result. Okay. Pogba, who was actually, for me, dictating the game. A lot of fans might not think, oh, Pogba did much in that first half. But the minute until he got injured, I think Pogba was the person who kept our midfield calm. He kept things simple. He was dictating the play. And sometimes you need that. You need that quality in there. Pogba gets injured. He brings in on Fred. Don't get me wrong. That Rashford cross to Cavani was awesome. That was great play from Rashford. I was a little frustrated with Rashford at first, and then for him to look up and make that pass was really good. I was happy with that. That was great performance. We started getting into the game until Pogba got injured, and then after that, Pogba got injured. We had the Bruno masterclass. Bruno did his thing, which Bruno always does. I don't know if that was luck or not, but that goal was just amazing. And it's so unfortunate to see such a goal like that could have kept a decent performance. Now, everyone's forgotten about that goal just because of the result, because of our defense, because of Ole and David De Gea. We keep having issues at the back, and when are we going to resolve that issue? The whole transfer window went, and we didn't get a center back. This is our one season to win the league. This is our one season, our best chance of winning the league. I thought Manchester United was actually going to go out in the market and get a decent center back to support Maguire because I love Eric Bailly, but we can't rely on him because he's always injured. So that was our main priority in this transfer window, but we did nothing, which is okay. So my question is, what is going on with the Van der Beek situation? What's going on with that, guys? As fans, we need to start asking that questions. It was cool when we were winning games, But now when we're dropping points at the crucial moments, we need to start asking our coach, what is going on with Van der Beek? Where was Juan Mata today? We needed ball holders in the middle of the park. We needed ball holders. But what does Ole do? He reverts back to a McFred. I'm so done with the McFred. I'm done with the McFred. I just can't understand that anymore. I don't get it. Like, it worked at the beginning of the season when our players were not fit. It's enough. I'm tired of seeing the Fred and McTominay. At some point in the game, in the second half, McFred was our main midfielder, trying to dictate play. How does that make sense, guys? How does that make sense that McTominay is our main midfielder? I love the kid. He's a talented kid. He has a lot of room to grow, but he cannot be our main guy when we're trying to win games. He just cannot be. He just cannot be, guys. So for me, I'm just so frustrated. I'm not too upset with the result. I'm just upset with the way we keep dropping points. And it's because Ole doesn't look to his bench. A lot of fans say, Ole should be backed. Ole should be backed. Look at our bench. Look at our bench today. I know Martial hasn't been on form, but we had Martial on the bench. We had Van der Beek on the bench. We had Telles on the bench. We had Juan Mata on the bench. Ole did nothing. Ole did nothing to make that change. So to me, it's like, does Ole not believe in his bench players? Or does he just feel like it's not this is not our chance to win the title? Like, where's Ole at? Because to me, I feel like maybe as fans, we're gassing these players up way too much. Maybe we're the ones who were thinking that we're in the title challenge, but Ole doesn't seem to be in the title challenge because he keeps being so pragmatic against the top six. Games like this against Sheffield, the same thing. You would think Ole was going to learn from that, but Ole is not learning. Week in, week out, it's the same mistakes, guys. You know what? I'm just so upset right now that, I know a lot of fans are going to blame it on individual performance from Tuanzebe. I don't understand what the hell Tuanzebe's been doing ever since his amazing performance in Paris against PSG. He's kind of lost it. I don't know what's going on with him. He needs to gain that confidence back. If not, he's getting shipped out to Sweden or somewhere. But other than that, let's just get to player rating, guys. Player ratings, because I'm just so upset. Apart from Pogba in the first 25 minutes, Luke Shaw had a pretty decent game. So, Luke Shaw had a good game. And Mason Greenwood. Those were our three outstanding players today. Bruno is always going to give you what Bruno does. He's always going to have an assist or a goal. So at the end of the day, you can take, there's not much to take from Bruno's game other than that. But yeah, let's start with David De Gea. I'll give him a 5 because the second goal, what the hell was he doing in the second goal? Like, what the hell was he trying to do? I'm going to cut David De Gea some slack because it seems like whenever Lindelof and Maguire play, it's always a shit show at the back. Whenever those two play. That's why I keep saying we need better center backs. Ole keeps coming out in press conferences and talking about how, Maguire is a leader. Lindelof had an amazing game. I don't see it. Because every time they play, it's the same result. It might not be directly their fault, but for some way it's indirectly their fault because they're never where they're supposed to be as center backs. So to me, David De Gea gets a 5, but I don't think that was solely his fault. I think Maguire and Lindelof were also to blame in the goals as well. Wan-Bissaka had a rough start to the game. It looked like he was under pressure for some reason, kept losing possession, but he gained his confidence back throughout the game. So I would give him a 6. There wasn't too much of his performance, but I like the way he recovered because the first 20 minutes, I was like, what's going on with Wan-Bissaka? He kept being sloppy on the ball, losing possession, but he was able to, get things back in control. So I was happy with that. And he made a couple of these vital tackles that really helped us in the game. So I would give Wan-Bissaka a 5. You guys, let me know what you think about David De Gea and Wan-Bissaka's ratings here. Lindelof and Maguire. God forgive me, I want to give them a 4, but I will give them a 5 just to be fair. I'll give them a 5 because it wasn't directly their fault with the goals, but I just don't understand like when they're gonna learn. Like they're just not good enough. Lindelof and Maguire are just not good enough. I don't care if we spent 80 million pounds on Maguire. I do not care. I don't care if we spent 80 million on him. He needs to hit that bench. If Martial is gonna be on the bench, Maguire needs to get on the bench. He can't keep playing 90 minutes week in, week out and having poor performances like that. It's unacceptable for a club like Manchester United that your captain, a center back, is having rookie mistakes game in, game out. It's unacceptable, guys. I think Maguire right now, it's time that he sits on the bench for a game or two. So that way he can regroup his mind, get some rest. I don't know if he's still thinking about what happened in Greece. I don't know. Let's look here. Who's the next guy? Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw was probably our best defender today just because, going forward, his assist to McTominay's goal, like he had a decent game. And I think Luke Shaw has shown us that ever since Telles has come in, he's been more, that has kind of, I don't know what has happened, but he's been playing way better since Telles has come in. So I'm happy to see what Luke Shaw is doing right now. And I think he has a bit more to improve, but I like the improvements that I'm seeing. So I'll give Luke Shaw a 7 because he was the one forward. He was the one defender who was actually trying to make things happen, and also his assist to McTominay was just brilliant today. So that saved us. Actually, that did save us. So Pogba, I would give a 5. I'll give Pogba a 5 just because he got injured after 25 minutes, so he didn't have enough time to really put his stamp on the game. But overall, I think he did play really well. He was vital to the control that we had in the game in the first half. So I would give him a 5 just because he only played about 25 minutes. McTominay, I would say probably, I'll give McTominay a 7 just because his work rate was really helpful today. I would say that. I'm one of the biggest critics of McTominay. So to get his goal, the goal that he got, that header, really saved our asses in this game. And then, just the defensive work that he was doing throughout the game. He kept winning the ball back, having good tackles. And so to me, that was really good to see from McTominay. And that's what McTominay is always going to give you. He's always going to give you, that work rate and dedication. And sometimes you need that, especially in games like this, whereby in the second half, we drifted away in the second half. So that was great from McTominay. I will give him a 7. What do you guys think about McTominay's performance today? Leave that in the comments. Who else did we have? Mason Greenwood. Honestly, I would say Mason Greenwood was our best player today. I don't know what you guys think. I think he was the one guy, especially on the right side, really trying to make things happen. He really played well defensively too. I don't know if you guys saw that today. Usually Mason Greenwood, he goes missing in games a lot of times. He goes missing in games, but this game especially, I noticed that he was relentless. He really wanted to be part of the game. He kept tracking back to help out Wan-Bissaka, and then even going forward, he was our most threatening striker, I would say. Even though Cavani got the goal, I didn't really see much of Cavani's play after that goal. I think Greenwood has really stepped it up in the last couple of games and trying to prove to Ole that maybe he's not the guy that needs to keep getting subbed off. And I think that's what Greenwood is trying to show Ole is, I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job, because I think Ole has always found Greenwood as an easy sub. Just take Greenwood off. He's young. Fans will understand. But I think in the last couple of games, he's really trying to show Ole that no, maybe take off Cavani, because Cavani's not doing much for us. Maybe take off Rashford or whoever. But I think Greenwood is trying to stamp his spot on that team. So I was really happy to see that from Greenwood. I would give Greenwood an 8, even though he didn't score today. I think he was our best player by far today. What do you guys think about that? I know most of you might disagree, but let me know what you thought about Greenwood's performance. Bruno, I'll give Bruno a 7. Bruno does what he does, hard work, He always raises the tempo of the game. A lot of times he's uh, always losing the ball. A lot of times it could be frustrating, but I got to give it to him today. I didn't see too much of his dispossession of the ball, so that was So I'll commend Bruno where it's due. I think Bruno today, he was less sloppy. He kept things simple as well. He wasn't trying to force the 50-yard passes. He wasn't trying to do fancy flicks here and there. I think he kept his game very simple today, and I don't know if he's listening to the critics out there, but yeah, I think I think he had a decent game. He had a decent game. He didn't frustrate me as much as he does in other games where he keeps losing possession. So, and by the way, that goal was amazing. I don't know if he meant to take that shot the way he did, but that kind of reminded me of I don't know if you guys remember Eric Cantona's goal where he stood at the edge of the box and just lobbed it to the top corner and just stood. That goal reminded me of that moment with Eric Cantona. So I got to give props to that. Bruno keeps proving the haters wrong. He keeps proving people that he's meant to be a Manchester United player. And you know what? He's playing for the badge, and he's playing, and he's the reason that we're second place in the league. We're second place in the league. Sorry guys, I can't talk today. He's the reason we're second place. And he's also the reason that we are in the position that we are in, whereby we can get frustrated, we can get upset that we're not winning games that we should be winning, because he's just elevated this team to a whole new level. So I got to give props to Bruno for that. I'm one of his biggest critics, but you got to give credit where it's due. So like I said, I will give Bruno a 7. Rashford again, same thing. Like Rashford, he huffs and puffs, not too much to his game, very sloppy on the ball, but he always redeems himself with either a goal or an assist. So you can't be too hard on Rashford, because at the end of the day, he's producing. And that ball to Cavani, that was just the epic. That's the kind of goals that I want to see from Manchester United is, down the wing, a cross goes in, and your number 9, takes the header, and it's a goal. That's just a classic Manchester United goal. So to me, I was really happy with that. I was happy that Rashford was able to look up, see where Cavani was, and give such a nice ball to the head of Cavani. So because of that, other than that, I didn't really see too much that Rashford did in the game. I think he went missing for huge parts of the game, won us a couple of fouls, but nothing to write home about. So I would give Rashford a 6 in terms of performance. And then last but not least, we've got Cavani. Cavani, I'll give him a 6 as well because of that header. He took it cleanly. Because at the end of the day, if that was Martial or maybe Rashford, that could have gone over. That could have gone for a corner or over the bar. So as much as people might say that header was easy, the way he took it made it look easy. So for me, I'll give Cavani a 6 for that, because that was like a classic number 9 type of goal. And then just going to the subs, Fred, I'll give Fred a 5. Tuanzebe, oh my goodness. I don't think I'm not even going to rate Tuanzebe today, just because I think Ole just put him in the lion's den, to say the least. When Ole didn't really need to bring him on, and Ole brought Tuanzebe on, and that just was a disaster. Poor kid. I hope that he can find his form. I hope he can find a bit of confidence, because these last 2 performances against Sheffield United and now against Everton, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. He's beginning to look like the young kid from Southampton that caused Southampton the red card against United, and also caused the own goal today for Southampton against Newcastle. So yeah, I think he's just going through a rough patch, and I hope Ole's, I believe in Ole's management to ensure that he gains a bit of confidence. I think that was literally it. That was literally it. I think that was it in terms of the players. I know they did say that Pogba has a groin injury, so it's hard to say. That could be 4 weeks out. I hope it's only 4 weeks and not longer, because we need Pogba back. I know there's a lot of fans that do not think Pogba is essential to this team, but just look at what happened the moment Pogba left. It was a disaster. We had no control. We had control of the first half, but the second half we just died off. Like, we did absolutely nothing in the second half, apart from the McTominay goal. I don't really see what we did. So, that's where it just keeps. I question Ole every time. Is for that 45 minutes. Didn't you see that we were losing the game? Like, couldn't Ole had seen that we were actually losing the game? For 45 minutes, Ole did nothing to make changes, to bring Beacon. Maybe Van der Beek coming on could have controlled the game a bit, given us a bit more structure, because there was no structure in the second half. And to me, that's where I keep questioning Ole. His in-game management is poor. It's poor. You have a bench. Use your bench. I don't care if you don't believe in your bench. You have a bench for a reason. It's a 24-man squad. Use it. And Ole needs to learn, because Ole right now, it doesn't look like he's learning. Game in, game out, he has his starting 11, and that's what he relies on. It's not acceptable anymore, guys. It's not acceptable. But anyways, I've gone over my time. I was trying to keep this at 15 minutes, but stayed 21. So for those of you that have joined in, those of you that are watching, please smash the like button. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, please share. It really means a lot to the channel as we're continuing to grow, to give you more content. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be hosting the show with a good friend of mine who is a Barcelona fan. We're going to be talking all things Barcelona and just trying to figure out what's going on there, because they're in financial turmoil. That is the whole disaster with Messi. Is Messi leaving? Is Messi staying? So we're going to be talking a lot about Barcelona tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to that. So please tune in. But other than that, guys, my only takeaway from this game, we can blame individual mistakes, but we also, at some point, we've got to look at the manager and say, is he good enough? He's been good this far. He's gotten us this far. But as Manchester United, as a club, where we need to be, if the club's goal is just top 6 and group stage of the Champions League, then by all means, Ole is the guy. But if we're trying to get back to the old Manchester United, which was getting far into the Champions League, or even winning the Champions League, competing in the league, top 3, winning the league, then Ole is not the guy. I personally don't think he is, because we're going to keep having heartbreaks after heartbreaks. We're going to come so far and then lose it all, just because Ole just cannot figure out his team. It feels like he just doesn't understand when the game is fading away. It's like he just doesn't know how to analyze games as they go. And he keeps relying on individuals to step up. But there's only so much individuals can do in, game in, game out. So that's my only worry with this team. Obviously, we need reinforcements at the back. Center back is a must in the summer. A right winger is also a must as well, and a CDM. Those are the 3 positions that we really need to reinforce in the next transfer window. But my biggest worry, guys, I've been saying it, is Ole. Ole is my biggest worry. But guys, that's it for today. Please smash the like button. Please subscribe. Please share. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.